Okay, so let's talk about working on your winning moves. And do you have the right winning moves and key thrusts for your 3 to 5 year plan? So these are your strategic moves, your strategic key decisions over the next 3 to 5 years. And there are really two types. One I like to think of as winning moves, and winning moves are to help you grow revenues. So winning moves are key thrusts that drive revenue growth. And then I have other key thrusts that might support the growth. So for example, I often see people have leadership programs, or they have things like, let's build an infrastructure to receive or to support this growth. And those are very important key thrusts that you must have. But don't be confused. You have to make sure that in your 3 to 5 year plan, you have a couple of strategic moves that directly drive revenue. So you must drive revenue growth or you won't have any. So when you work on your winning moves, the three things I would suggest you look at: one, are you growing with purpose? Second, how do you rate it so that you can have an objective way to choose the right winning moves? Lots of us have lots of ideas, but how do you pick the best ones? And then the third is, after you've chosen your winning move, how do you work your assumptions, collect data and insight so that you are sure that as you work your winning move, it continues to develop well for you? Okay, so the first one is to grow with purpose. And if you take a look at your big hairy audacious goal, and these questions about your core purpose, best dad in the world, and how you're supposed to make money, a financial driver, these are great questions to ask yourself and about the winning move that you're considering. Do you even like doing this, your core purpose, right? Are you potentially in the world at this? Are you great at this? Or are you not really good at this? Are you amateurs? And then your financial engine, is this how you're supposed to make money? And finally, does this take us close to a BHAG, or is this a detour? So consider these four questions to help you decide if the move you're considering is actually one that helps you grow with purpose, or if it's something that might take you away from your core strategy. The second question I have is, hey, let's rank this. Let's use an objective framework to make these subjective decisions. And I say subjective because we all think that our ideas are great. I don't see people coming to the table saying, hey, guess what? I have a strategic idea, but oh, it's terrible, right? So no, we all think our ideas are great. So let's have an objective way to discuss these ideas. And so I'd like you to consider rating it on two scales. One, what is the revenue impact of this from 0 to 10? And then how easy is it to do? I'm going to show you how to do this in rhythm. So let's say we're discussing this winning move of developing two new $20,000 services that our clients are asking for. And so we think of this as a winning move. And what is the impact from 0 to 10? So 9 or 10 is, 2xing your business. 1 or 2 is like 10% growth, 20% growth, 30% growth. And you get up here, it's got to be at least 100% growth or more to make it north of that 5 line, right? So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You got to have high growth. So you would rank it from 1 to 10. Then you ask yourself, how easy is it to do this, or how difficult is it to do this, right? So if it's easy to do, you give it a higher score. So at 10 or 9, it might be easy to do. You're not burning up resources. It's synergistic, right? And over here at about 8, it may be that it's you can do it. You got the skills to do it, but it might bump a project here or there. And as you get down to 5 or 4, you might find you have to sacrifice other projects to actually get this done. And you might find that when you get down to 3 or 2, you have to go hire resources that you don't have. And maybe at 2 and 1, these resources are difficult to hire. So at 1, maybe it's a very rare resource or rare capability that's very hard to find, therefore making this rather difficult to do or rather expensive to do. So if you take all your winning move ideas and you begin discussing it on this scale, you can have a rather objective conversation. The last thing is that you want to do is you want to work your assumptions. Before you jump headlong to a winning move, I think you should have a few assumptions that you can work, because if these assumptions don't play out, your winning move might actually be a losing move. And so before you jump into your winning move, expend resources, get emotionally connected to it too much, you want to work your assumptions. So let me show you how to do that in rhythm again. And so if you look over here under assumptions, right? If you look at assumptions, what you'll see is you can write down the question of the assumption, how you would measure, and then collect data and insights. So in this example, we believe that 50% of our existing customers will buy. And so the measurement is the percentage of existing customers that are buying. Another assumption may be 50% of new customers would buy, therefore increasing our sales ticket by 20%. So for example, if these are a couple of assumptions or questions that are driving this winning move, you need to review them, check the data. Is it really working? Are 50% of your existing customers really buying? So I want you to really consider writing down at least 5 assumptions, 5 key assumptions that make this winning move a winning move. That as you implement, you can validate with the data and insights. And this way, you might find that a winning move has to be tweaked, has to be improved, or you may find that a winning move needs to be shut down. Maybe it's not a winning move after all, and you're just expending resources and wasting time. So that's how you work on your winning moves, and that's how Rhythm can help you have an objective discussion with these subjective ideas.